Welcome. This is part of a series of videos that I'm filming to help midlife women who are experiencing really challenging times in the shifts in their body, in their energy, in their capacity, in the way that they're showing up in the world. Yes, hi, I am Rebecca, and I am a midlife fitness and nutrition coach. And I'm also in the midst of long COVID and perimenopause. And I have been coaching women between 35 and 65 for 15 years now. And what I've learned about this time, this perimenopause, this big word on Instagram, this time that we start to go through. Some people go through it, no problem. Good for you. And then other people really struggle. And I want to talk about why it's so hard, despite, you have good willpower, you are showing up to your workouts, you're doing a lot of the things right. I want to talk about why is it all of a sudden so hard to create change, to feel. It's not even just about weight loss. It is about feeling good in our bodies. It is feeling like you are able to say yes to doing something without worrying about burnout, without worrying about not having the energy, to worrying about feeling like totally schwapped the next day. I just made that word up. It is all of these things that I just want to help women understand that there is a missing piece. And I want to talk about that today. And then I'll talk about a little bit more of the nutrition and the fitness part, but let's just pause and take a deep breath. If you are in this period, let me kind of see if you're in the right place. If you are eating fairly healthy, yet you're slowly putting on weight and you're having a hard time even understanding your own hunger cues. Like you feel shaky sometimes and starving sometimes, and then you have no appetite other times. Okay. If you are feeling disproportionately sore in your body, achy, joint pain, muscle fatigue, muscle soreness, that's very disproportionate to the actual workouts you're doing. Maybe you're just doing nice, normal bar, Pilates, walks. Maybe you went standing paddleboard, and you're really sore. What I'm trying to say is every time you do something, you feel disproportionately sore. Your energy, you're going on 1% all the time. It feels like you never fully charge your battery, despite going to bed at a pretty good time. But of course, your sleep isn't the same anymore, is it? All of these signs are, perimenopause, great, but they're actually signs of something else. Nervous system safety. Let's use the word capacity. The amount of things that you can comfortably endure, handle, engage in. So if you are also in perimenopause, there is a good chance that life has caught up with you. Maybe you have young children and you just went through a couple years of really bad sleeps. Maybe you have aging parents. There's a lot of stress taking care of them, or one of them has passed. Maybe it's both. Maybe because you're at this age, 35 to 45 to 55, you're at the peak of your career and it is demanding. You have more responsibility than ever, which is something we all prayed for, to be doing well in work. But it comes at a time where maybe you're also going through a relationship transit, a divorce, a new relationship, friendships ending, family falling apart. So relationships are also there. And then, add on any other, for me, long COVID, add on one more thing and the whole table, it's like a deck of cards, the whole thing comes down. Sound familiar? So this is a conversation of capacity. So you have been stretched thin. So this is where the work that I have been doing, I haven't been talking as much about nervous system safety, but this year in my virtual studio, this year, because it is so on my radar because of what I'm going through, it is like really what I've been educating and empowering and supporting my clients through and my virtual studio. So usually I talk about how to work out in a way that doesn't push yourself into burnout. Why it's so important to lift heavy weights, and it's not for aesthetic, it's literally so that our blood sugar balance gets more regulated, our body feels more supported, and which is one of those pillars, because things are going like this: hormones, blood sugar, stress hormones. So I educate women on how to work out in a certain way that requires, we all have a very limited amount of energy. So it requires energy. I don't want to say it doesn't require energy, but it won't burn you out, and it moves the needle towards getting more energy. Okay. I help women and I empower them on eating properly. It does matter more. So you might be eating healthy, and I do air quotations because you're having like avocado and toast. That's healthy. You're having smoothie bowls. That's healthy. You're having, like beautiful dinners and stuff. But if you're not getting the right macro balance, if you're not doing things on top of nutrition to help balance blood sugar, it might be just enough, again, to tip that deck of cards and everything goes crashing down. So nutrition is so important. As hormones either fly all over the place or leave our system altogether, as we start to lose progesterone, lose estrogen, lose testosterone, it is so important that we are giving ourselves so much balance through our nutrition. I haven't even started talking about like what if weight loss is a goal, because that'll have to be in another video. I'm talking about nervous system, like how we can take care. So lastly, it's through slowing down. You've heard this word. It was really big a couple years ago, boundaries. It's having your own personal boundaries, not always with other people, but with like, how much can you do without, head diving over the cliff into burnout zone every single day. And when we're at this perimenopause time, it is kind of a day by day, week by week thing. Some weeks you felt good. You were able to do everything, the heavy workout, the extra hike with a friend. Yes, you could volunteer at your kid's soccer game, et cetera, et cetera. And then the next week, that wasn't possible. You did a few of those things and you burnt out, and you had to spend a couple days in bed canceling plans and saying no to things and et cetera, et cetera. And you have to have enough self-awareness, knowing, and a facilitation of boundaries around like not taking on too much and allowing for the grace and the compassion to happen when you are starting to feel that like, oh my God, I'm stretched so thin. You're starting to get a little shaky, starting to get a little extra sore. Your sleep is going off a little bit. You're getting a little bit gremlin-y, let's say. It's time to pull back. It's time to take something off the schedule. It's time to do a practice that stimulates the vagal nerve, that brings safety back into the body. There's lots of breath work, and Kundalini is what I love, and somatic work. I mean, all rivers lead to the ocean. So whatever spiritual practice that nourishes you should be part of your routine when you're feeling well, so that when you don't feel well, you know how to access that tool. We don't want to wait with anything, like to start eating healthy, to start exercising properly, to start a spiritual or self-care practice. We don't want to wait until we're in full freeze mode or full flight mode or full shutdown mode, because that's not a time that we have access to the energy to start something, to change something. Does that make sense? We want to be practicing these things when we're feeling good, like proper self-care. You've heard of it before. This is what I help women do, though. So if you're curious of what that is, I get into that with what I'm going to share with you here. But it is so important that we practice that while we're feeling good, while we have the capacity to make positive changes, so that when shit hits the fan, which For a lot of you guys, if you're, resonating with what I'm saying, if you've had massive burnout, if you really have inexplicable change in your physiology and the way that you feel, and you don't know why, it's probably a series of things, but it's almost not too late, start anytime, but it's a lot harder. And at that time, you just want to rest, right? When you're like burnt out, when you're sore, when you are impossibly joint pain and fatigue and, anxiety, all the things. So what I have for you guys today, if you are resonating, if you are a midlife woman and you are on the cusp of really trying to understand, like, okay, I eat pretty good, but I feel like there's room for improvement. I really do want to start understanding this macro balance that really creates balance and safety in my body. Again, it's just about giving us steady, safe energy. We don't want to be doing crash diets. We don't want to be doing the next trendy thing. We don't want to do a Band-Aid cleanse or something like that. We have to learn how to create really good, like, safety in the body through food. We have to learn how to take care of this physical vessel of ours, how to strength train. What does that even feel like? Because I've done CrossFit before, or I've done Pilates before, and isn't my Peloton workout the same as, what does it actually feel like? I've got that for you. And then what does a 30-minute self-care practice actually like? Can I experience true relief from loving myself, from breathing, from sitting down and doing a practice where I connect to the me within me? Not the external realities, not all of the stories, not that they're not true. Not that they're not real is actually what I should say. They are realities. If you've experienced it, it's real. But is it your truth? No, your soul, like your inner self is your truth. And she has endless possibilities. She has endless love, endless self-worth. But we are so disconnected from that. So what does it feel like to take a few minutes and connect to that part of you? If you would like to learn, just try and dip your finger or your toe into these practices. I have something for you. It's the Midlife Upgrade Bundle, where I take you through a workout that is a great example of something that helps move the needle in building strength, in creating a faster, safer metabolism. Think of a choo-choo train, like stoking the fire without depleting your system, without spiking your cortisol, without sending such a strong reaction that your body contracts and shuts down. If you know, you know. Then I have a video and a meal plan all about macro balance, protein intake, and how to track like the right amount of calories throughout your day to create blood sugar balance. I talk a little bit about if weight loss is a goal. It's in the video, how to do that safely, because we don't want to create more scarcity, more push in our body. No, we've been doing that for too long. We have to create the safety. And then I have a Kundalini nervous system self-love practice. It's 30 minutes, and it teaches you what it feels like. And does it even work? I mean, don't believe me. Try it for yourself. See if taking 30 minutes to quiet all of the things that we are being pulled by and come into your heart and find that part of you again. And what does that do for your capacity? What does that do for honoring your boundaries? What does that do for just loving up on yourself and making decisions from a place of love instead of from a place of fear or a place of I need to, or I have to, or, those are contracting feelings, and I want you to feel expansive. So the link is underneath. I would love to hear a comment if you want to share a perimenopause, like if I missed it. I mean, I missed a whole bunch of things. I'm going to do another video about my current situation with the intersection of someone with poor immunology, long COVID, which is a result of that, and then now layering on perimenopause. Again, it's nothing is happening in a vacuum. They're all interconnected. But if you have autoimmune, if you have suffered from hormonal or any kind of burnout from viral overload, histamine, autoimmune, and you want to hear my story and what I'm doing to take care of myself, that's coming up. The link underneath, though, is for the Midlife Bundle. It's free and you get support. There's like 7 emails that support you, taking you through step by step, the workout, the nutrition, the meditation, the Kundalini. So thank you if you stayed until the very end. I hope that this helps just give you hope that, don't try to start doing a lot more things until you are able to come back and feel safe and create capacity so that you can do it from a place of expansion that feels good. And that's not just like another last ditch effort and then burnout. And then you are like, what's the point? What's the point? I don't want that for you. I want you to feel like, okay, I feel supported. I can do this. I can do this. Say it with me. I can do it. Okay. Thank you.